Okay, that's 2. There's more to come. There's one more missing. Give me a moment. Okay, found it. These are all my e-ink devices. How much is too much? Do you think this is too much of e-ink gadgets? And how am I using all of this in my daily life? Or am I just gonna get rid of either one of them? Let's get into it. So first off, maybe let's get started with the most expensive e-ink device that I've ever owned in my life. This is BooxGo10.3 Go. I did have a video that I've shared somewhere here. You can click here to find out more on it. But for today's video, this thing is so expensive that it took me a few months to really think and conclude if I really need one. So how I use this is essentially anything that is related to writing. They do have a stylus right here, and they do have this notes app as well. So in here, I essentially use this for taking notes for work, for self-study, any types of digital journaling, habit tracking, random scratch paper or doodling. If you click create and do any handwritten notes, you will have all of these templates. So for example, I could do, for example, like a calendar right here. You just put a random name right here, click create. What are your to-do lists for today? What are your schedule for today? And you can just list down the time right here. So probably you cannot understand that. So you just scratch it off and AI will just delete it. So we have the time right here, and you could possibly have the task right here. So this is just a quick snapshot of how I use my BooxGo10.3. There are so many things that you can do with this. Definitely you can surf the web, you can watch YouTube videos, you can go to Instagram, all of these things, but essentially those are not the things that you would want to use e-ink for. The main goal I have for this specific device is to just take notes on work, self-study, or journaling, habit tracking, and things like that, because this is the only e-ink tablet or e-ink device that I have that is able to do any types of handwritten notes. It is also very sustainable in terms of eco-friendly, because you're not using any paper or notebooks and just throwing it away when you're finished with it. I don't really use this for reading because I feel that it is very big. Right after this, our next device is one of the e-readers that I use in my daily life, and that is the Kobo Libra color. If you're interested on how I use this more in depth, I do have a link in here somewhere that you can watch after this video. There are more information in there, but as for today, I will just go through a quick snapshot of things that I use this for. What is the main thing that I use this for? When I first got this Kobo Libra color, it was actually to replace my old Kobo Nia, which is a black and white e-reader. I've have this device for a little bit about 2 or 3 years before I decided to get this one. The reason why I got the Kobo Libra color is because of the color. I wanted to have something different, more vibrant and enticing to read more books. Kobo Libra is so perfect in that I've read so many books after I purchased this e-ink. And as for this one, this is one of the devices that I kind of stopped using. So my plan for this one is probably selling it off, find another person to adopt this still very much working Kobo Nia. In terms of usage, I have other e-ink devices, which I will be sharing even more in a little bit. One of the main use I have for this device is that it is my nighttime e-reader because it has a front light, so I can easily use this while I'm lying in bed or sitting around my room or in the living room with a dimmer lighting or dimmer environment, so it's easier to read any books. So whenever I want to have a bigger screen and I want to take a break from smaller screen, then this is the one that I'll be grabbing next. Another thing is if I want to read any illustration, like for example Archie comics, you can definitely use this one. This is the best ink that I've bought so far that is colored, and after upgrading from Kobo Nia to this one, it really changed my perspective on e-ink devices, because I always thought that it will always be black and white and never colored, but really this is amazing to me. Among my lineup of e-ink device, this is the only colored that I own today, and as of this moment, I don't think any other devices could replace this. It is still very precious to me, and I will probably be holding on to this until I don't know how long. Maybe something new or greater would come in, but as of now, this is the best colored ink I've ever owned. Up next to this is my never dying Boox Palma 2. It is still alive, it's still with me, and I would probably be still keeping this for a very long time despite having this kind of screen. But I still love this device and it is still very, very usable. I would probably be still using this in the near future whenever I want to switch things around and I wanted to have like a bigger screen from my smaller screen e-ink reader. So this used to be my most prized possession. I'm obsessed with this. I've read so many books using this device the moment that I bought it, and because of that really ridiculous incident that cracked my screen, you can watch it somewhere here. I'll link it somewhere here or in the description below. As of the incident, now the usage of this will be a little bit different. So whenever I need a bigger screen from my smaller screen right here, then I would probably switching to this Boox Palma 2. And if I need any portable writer's deck that I could link to a Bluetooth keyboard, I could definitely use this one as well. Any quick digital quick notes, I could definitely use this as well. This is the same as the Boox 10.3 Go. It is an Android system. You can download any apps from here. So quick note taking, bigger screen, and also any portable writer deck connecting to a Bluetooth keyboard right here. I could definitely use it with this one. And if I decided to want to have a bigger writer deck, I could connect this one as well. So that is kind of interesting system. I have not fully used any of my e-ink devices as a writer's deck if I want to do journaling or like writing any notes or books using this e-ink device. But maybe in the future, if you guys want that kind of video where we explore creating or doing any writer's deck genre, then let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. Also kind of thinking what other things that I could use e-inks for. I've read so many things on Reddit about this kind of writer's deck, and that is kind of one thing that kind of interests me. So let me know if you're interested in that as well. But as for now, this is the kind of things that I use it for. Also, if I want to read in a dark, dim lit environment, this is also a good one to have because it has a front light as well. So moving on from this, we are now moving on to my latest device, the Xteink X4. Now this device, it is super portable, super light and easy to carry around. Just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went on my first trip this year out of the country and I've carried this around with me. It is super super incredible to have this. I can easily take it out of my bag, from my pocket, from my sling bag, and I can just read on the go, compared to carrying around this bigger device or this your secondary handphone. It is chunky, it is heavy, it is way bigger, and having this smaller one, so comfortable to be around. And today this is my primary on the go e-reader whenever I'm traveling, running errands, or heading to work, or wherever I go. But of course there are some caveats into using this one, because this thing only handles EPUB books or TXT format, and you have to import it inside the SD card. That is kind of one of the things that's a disadvantage, but once you've worked around that, then everything just goes smoothly. The fact that I only read one book at a time, I think that is just a perfect usage for me. This too though is what I use side by side most of the time now. I use this whenever I'm traveling, and when I get home I would put this down and pick up my Kobo Libra color, because I want to have a bigger screen, and it also has a front light, so it's easier to read any dim lit environment or any darker environment as well. The main partners in crime is this too for my main reading gadgets, and my Boox Palma 2 would probably just my backup whenever I want to read, you know, with a smaller device compared to my Kobo Libra color. Since both of them have front light, I could definitely read either one of this, but right now this is the main one. If I want to have a smaller screen, I would probably grab this one compared to this one, because it is a bit bigger and heavier. So going outside, I'll probably get this one. This one will stay at home. If it's daytime, I would probably bring this with me. These are the 3 gadgets that I would probably be using for my reading. And as for this one, I would probably be donating this to somebody else, or to my niece or nephew if they want to read more on digital way. This one is only for note taking. Yeah, so that is where we are right now. This is a lot of ink devices, you guys. This could roughly be more than $1,000 combined together, and ink devices are so expensive, but there's just so many things that I wanna try out, and I wanna try out different types of gadgets. That's how I ended up with this tiny thing, despite of all the disadvantages of having one. But I do wanna have that experience. But this is where we are. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts of having this much of devices? So just to be practical, I don't really use all of this every single day, because I still do want to read in a physical book. I also have my letter journals that I love writing every day instead of using this one. So just being candid and transparent, I don't use all of this every single day. I use them whenever I want to. I think that is the most practical thing. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want more details, I have my Substack talking about all of this in the description below as well. If you have any suggestions of the next video, then let me know as well. Until then, I'll catch you in our next episode. Bye!